Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Hello everybody, welcome along to AOR Apex Online Racing. Today we're at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix, round 11 of the Season 5 calendar for Oceania. And after a 2-week break of relaxing, getting thoughts back together, or maybe still practicing, we're back to witness some more league racing action. And the Hockenheim Ring hosted its first race back in 1970, and it came back to the Formula 1 calendar in 2018 after a little break in 2017. It hosted probably the most entertaining race I've seen in quite a while, the 2019 German Grand Prix, where Max Verstappen took home the win ahead of Sebastian Vettel and Danny Kvyat for Toro Rosso in third. So let's have a look at the track. Hockenheim is 4.5 kilometers long with 17 turns, 10 to the right with 7 to the left around a circle. That can hold around 120,000 spectators. It's one of the best tracks to see racing happen. 3 zero zones were overtaken, one on the start finish straight, another after turn 1 and another after turn 4. 3 compound of tyres available. As always, we've got the softs, mediums and the hards, where strategy is most likely once again one-stop strategy. My name's AOR Charlie, and I'll be bringing you the live coverage of the German Grand Prix for Oceania. And I apologise for not being here 3 weeks ago for the British Grand Prix, and we did have a 2-week break, so it really feels like I'm brand new in the commentary box once again. But joining me in the commentary box today is Jess Games 95 because Fens cannot make it today. So welcome to the commentary box, Jess.
Hello Charlie, it is great to be back. I thought I wouldn't be back in the Oceania commentary box anytime soon, but here I am covering for Fens because he had to be at work for a little bit longer. He'll be back next week hopefully, but I agree, the German Grand Prix in real life was absolutely amazing due to the entertaining conditions. It really was an insane race. I hope to see the same here today. And for some drivers today is continuing what they finished off in the first half. They may have had a very good season for some of them, and for some of them who've had a bad season, it's for them to recharge their batteries and see what they can do to improve for the second half of the season.
Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting race. I mean, I've just already lagged out somehow, so we'll try and sort out the standings while we sort that out. So looking at the championship standings, we've got New Zealand Ryan. He's still miles ahead of everyone. 247 points to his name, ahead of Alan Hugo in the Haas. Always AFK in third position with Warden in fourth. And Warden's actually back to race this week. So this is going to be interesting to watch him up at the front, hopefully. Rain HC in fifth. So I'm getting distracted with all these invites I'm getting like 6 already, thanks to all the drivers inviting me back. But Top Banter in did I say Rain in fifth, Top Banter in sixth, that laggy person in seventh for Ferrari, only 1 point behind 1 point behind Top Banter, and joint points with laggy person actually is that Matt in the Alfa Romeo. Poms for the win in 9th with Master Berserk in 10th position. In 11th is I'm Deathbro with 34 points. Derek Kidd in 12th, Chicane in 13th, VSR Roscoe in 14th position. The Butler in 15th, Bazooka 16th, Ikawa Ross in 17th, Conrad Strait in 18th. So both of the Williams have got 1 point each, with Icarus still yet to score any points. Looking at the constructors, Ferrari leading the way once again with 298 points. They're nearly already at the 300 point margin, and they're not margin, point, I guess. 298 Yeah, you know what I mean. But they're close, and they'll probably reach that after the end of this race with Toro. So in second, Haas in third with 111 points, with Renault in fourth, Mercedes holding fifth position, McLaren in sixth, Racing Point seventh, Alfa Romeo eighth, Red Bull in ninth, and Williams with those beautiful 2 points of their name in 10th position. So let's get down to the track for the qualifying action. 14 drivers on the grid, and also Nance is back racing. I think he actually raced back in Silverstone. Was that right, Jess?
I don't think he did. I can't remember. It's been so long ago.
Okay.
But I think
Yeah.
he is filling in tonight as one of the tour. I think both of the tour Rossos could not make it, so he's filling in for one of them today. He can't commit full time, but it's glad to see that he's filling in just for this one race, and who knows, we may see him in future races. And what we saw at the beginning of the season, he's pretty good, so he could be up there alongside New Zealand Ryan and Alan Hugo, perhaps.
Yeah, so looking at the time so far, we've got a 12.7 from Ryan on the hard compound tyres. Berserk again with on the hard compound tyres with the 12.9. So we did talk about strategy a little bit, but mediums to hards, probably hards to mediums, either one. Depends how long you want to go into the Grand Prix. The softs don't really last that long, but personal preference, we've seen what VSR Roscoe go for the softs quite a lot before, so that could be quite interesting. Warden's actually set his time on the soft was a 14.8, so I don't think he's going for it completely, so he's actually going out once again. He's not using all of his ERS, so maybe he's on a cooldown lap, or he's actually just going for a hot lap but not using any ERS to prepare for the mediums or hards run it later on in the session. God, this was so new to me. I haven't been in the controls for so long. Kai was in 8th position. The only driver on the medium compound tyres at the moment. He's actually on a lap, it looks like. He's using most of his ERS on the medium compound tyre before coming through the final corner of turn 17, opening up the DRS and up to the line for the Williams driver. Can he improve on his time? He actually did he? No, I don't think
he didn't.
He didn't.
He lost time by about 0.6 of a second there, so I'm guessing he was just trying to balance his ERS for his final run. But interestingly enough, he's on 5th ERS at the moment, but he's going to run out pretty much towards the end of the straight, so he's probably going to go into the pits very soon, because he's been on those mediums for 2 laps already, and that can make a big difference for whether you go into the pits or not quite early if you're in the top 10. Because obviously if you're on the top 10, you have to start on the tyre you qualify on, and you don't really want to be on 2-3 lap old mediums.
Yeah, that could be quite a problem. But Butler is up in position 2 now with a 12.9. Who did we just see improve? I think Nance just improved. He did into P4. That Lager person in 5th. Berserk in 3rd. New Zealand Ryan improving his fastest laps basically every lap he's done. I think he's done a 12.4 now. 5/10 clear of Butler, but yeah, me and Jess did agree before the stream started, it's a little bit early for us. It's only 9 o'clock for us in the UK. It's 8 o'clock or whatever it is in the for them in Oceania. So if you're watching the stream in the UK, I commend you for actually being awake at this time and staying with us. So welcome to the stream, and hopefully you're more awake than both of us at the moment, but we'll see. Hopefully you can join us for the rest of the stream. 11 minutes and around 10 seconds left to go. We've got Istan Matt in 6th position on the hards as well. Looks like he's actually going to back off from his lap time. So we've still got Alan Hugo on death, but still to set their laps to start off the session. Warden actually last out of all the drivers who set their lap times, as he's out on the hard compound tyres now. So he's going to be thinking to do something a little bit maybe, well, not really different, but thinking to actually go on the hards right now, because everyone's set their hards on like 3 or 4 lap old tyres, and they're probably going into the pits now. Warden's going to do his lap now, so he's going to try and get the better one on the hards, a little bit more grip on the track, and then maybe go out and blast on the mediums later on in the session. But Jess, looking at the time so far, have a little guess, maybe a pole time, maybe who's going to get pole? Just have a little guess there.
Well, the hards are on the 112. If they were to go on to mediums, I would say 111.2, 111.1. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to this circuit anyway, but I could expect mediums to be on that. And we may see the 110s on the soft, but if that was the case, I'll probably be to Roscoe arm. So I don't think many people will go on the softs anyway, like you said earlier, Charlie. So I would say roughly into the 111s if we're lucky, but they may prove us wrong and go into the 110s on the mediums. And if someone does it, it'll probably be New Zealand Ryan or Butler or Alan Hugo.
Yeah, Warden's actually on his lap at the moment. He's coming onto the second DRS out of turn 4, going into turn 5 now. And approaching turn 6, he's got a car ahead of him there. I can't see who that is. It's Haas.
It's a Haas.
That would be Alan Hugo ahead of him. And Alan Hugo's actually on a lap at the moment too, as Warden's lost the back end out of the hairpin. And that's going to cost him a few tenths. He might still be going. I think he will. That'll be about 2 or 3 tenths just out of that corner alone. So we'll see how he does with this lap time. Deathbow's actually now last out of all the drivers who've set a lap time. 15.4 from Deathbow, but I think he should be able to improve on that lap time later on. And Hugo, who's also on the hard compound tires, just ahead of Warden, going out of turn 16, going into turn 17 now through the final corner. Alan Hugo is still yet to set a lap time, but coming across the line now. Up he goes into position 3, as Warden actually goes to P2.
Wow.
So that is actually really interesting there, despite the back end loss out of the hairpin. So he can gain easily about 2 or 3 tenths just from that corner alone, and maybe going on the medium compound tires as well, maybe less fuel. We can't really see the fuel on F1 2019, but yeah, Warden with a good start to basically the start of the shootout, I guess, to qualifying there, Jess.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lap time from Warden. We haven't seen, obviously, him racing in a very long time. It's great to be back, obviously, and it just goes to show he's back on form. And we're used to him battling against Ryan in the championship a few seasons ago. Obviously, we didn't see much of it last season, but he's the one that likes to go for ambitious moves, ambitious strategies, and this could play in dividends today, but we have been told by the drivers that no rain is expected today. So it's not like the real-life Grand Prix, sadly, but it is quite overcast. So it's going to be a lot cooler than I think it is now, because it's really sunny at the moment. So they probably can go out for a little bit longer. Oh, Poms for the win. Poms for the win. Where did he come from? T2 on the hards, and I think it's on the hards. Yes, it is on the hards. 1:12.6. So he beat.
Wow.
He beat Warden's time by around about 18,000 of a second. That's still close, but wow, that was a complete shot. But good on Poms.
Yeah, geez, Pom's up there. He's actually on the front row at the moment, so good on him. But yeah, we'll have to see how he does later on. But P2, let's go. The former commentator really showing what he can do in that racing point. But he's going to go into the mediums, probably the mediums, in a few minutes' time, and we'll see where he gets himself up in the order. But at the moment, he's got a little benchmark there. He's guaranteed good spot, so into the pits he goes, and he's gonna get ready to set another lap time. But Poms, he's great lap time actually. I'm surprised he can. He's really up that today. 6 minutes 30 left in the session. Looks like LSE and the Butler is about to start his lap time for Red Bull. Again on the hard compound times with 6 minutes 20 left to go in the session. A little bit of a loss of a back end out of turn 3 and turn 4. Opening up the DRS for the second time on this hot lap. Reaching up to nearly 205 miles an hour. Braking hard going into the hairpin. And this is where Warden kind of lost the rear. As Butler's actually gone for a nice little wide line there. It kind of reminds me of the real life line that they take in real Formula 1, because normally on this game I see people hit the apex going into that hairpin. In real life they actually try and take a wide line to try and get a fast exit and really reach that high speed before going into turn 8, braking before the Mercedes crowd. Going into turn 13 for the Red Bull driver Butler, as he loses the back end a little bit once again. Looks to be a little bit scruffy as he goes into turn 16, and yeah, into the pit, and he goes. So he's going to be going out onto the again, maybe going on meters. Master Berserk's actually taking Poms the wins spot there. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that
either.
either.
P2 now, and that means Poms is down into third. Warden is still out on track, and he's going to be oh, is that a car off? I think, yeah, that is a car off. That's a Bazooka at what turn is that? Is that turn 14?
Turn
No, it's
11.
actually
Turn 11.
It's turn. Is it turn 11?
Turn 12. Sorry.
Yeah, he's actually turn 12. Turn 12. Yeah, he lost it right where Sebastian Vettel lost it in 2018. Well, not exactly where he lost it. He didn't crash exactly where that was, but yeah, Bazooka's that's gonna be a nice set of hards. Hopefully he won't. No, he won't be able to start the race on those hards anyway because he's out of the top 10. So he'll have to go into another set of tyres to improve on that lap time by 4 minutes. 30 left to go now, Jess, and looks like everyone's basically into the pit, and apart from a few drivers who's actually going on the softs there, Laggy Person and Kaiwas.
Yeah, I'm quite shocked, to be honest, that they're going on the softs at the moment, because they don't last very long, but some people, I have spoken to a few people, some people say that the two-stop could potentially be faster, but it's a little bit of a gamble, and if you want to be faster on the two-stop strategy, you've got to have a good lap pace and be a further ahead of your competitors, and possibly get pole position. So that laggy person may just want a bit of glory points. He may want to help his team a little bit, and he may be at a stage that he's thinking more about the team game, because obviously that laggy person is way down. Well, he's in 7th place at the moment, where his teammate New Zealand Ryan is leading away by quite some margin. So we may see people like him actually helping out his teammate a little bit more than himself, but for some of these races, I'm guessing he wants some glory points on his own as well. And it's not just about the drivers, it's just about the constructors as well. That laggy person is about to start a lap, I assume. No, he's not. He's going into the pits. I'm guessing he just wanted to get a feel for it, and I'm guessing he doesn't want to start on those softs after all. So you misjudged my theory, that laggy person. God damn it.
Well, yeah, that's what happens really. 3 minutes left to go. Ryan is still in the pit lane. Berserk is coming out now. Warden's still on the hard compound tyres here.
5 laps. Wow.
He's actually 5 laps on these hards, so he's got 2 minutes 50. He needs to get in the pit lane quick and then go into a fresh set. But yeah, we'll see what happens with him. A little bit interesting there. He's left to right to the basically the end of qualifying. He's got 2 minutes 30. Is he going to get out in time? What do you think, Jess?
I doubt it. I've had exactly the same issue in a few tracks actually. I think in particularly Britain, but the laps are quite short around here. And please just go into the pits, Warden. Yes, he does. I doubt he's got to make a really fast out lap if he wants to make it. But I'm sure he's probably going to cut some corners perhaps, because you can't. I'm not sure if you can do it on your out lap. I'm not sure, but you won't get away with it on the game. You will get away with it in your out lap. If you're on your flying lap and do that, obviously you won't get away with it. So
yeah.
But it is his first race back in a long time. He's the one who usually climbs his way around down the field and all the way into like the top 3 or something. So we will expect big things from him, but it doesn't matter really about his quality pace, because he sometimes makes it up in the race, as everyone is pretty much going out now, except Ryan is still in the pits as well. But no, both the Ferrari drivers are going out. Is Warden going out? Ooh, it is going to be tight for Warden, I think. It's 1 minute 30 left. And the out lap is, I think, longer than that. So, yeah, you better be quick.
Ooh.
You better be quick.
There he goes. There goes his mechanic. And out of the pit lane he goes with 1 minute 16 left.
Ooh.
So that's going to be quite close. He actually needs to literally do a hot lap to actually set another hot lap. So this is going to be really close for him. We've had a few improvements there. We've got Conrad Straight, who's in 2nd position now with a 12.2 on the soft compound tyres. The Butler is now in 1st position on the medium. So that's the benchmark we've got at the moment, a 12.1. That's just a 3/10 improvement for Ryan and Berserk, who did set their fastest lap on the hard compound tyres. So under a minute left to go. Warden racing around the track, coming into the hairpin now. He has to really go for it, and I don't think he can actually. There's not really a lot of places you can corner cut or actually try and get there. I mean, it's obviously illegal in real life, but on the game I think you can get away with it. And Hugo now goes provisional pole with an 11.6, and now that's the benchmark for everyone else to get in this session. He's going to back off now. So 1.2 second improvement, a great lap from him. I'm Deathbro now goes P3 with a 12.1. Pomps to the Wing goes P4 with a 12.2. As Ryan is going to start his lap time now. Berserk is on his lap time at the moment as he comes through what turn is that? Turn 11, turn 10 and turn 11. And Hugo retiring from the session. Warden 99 coming through the final corner. Is he going to be able to make it in time? He's got 3, 2, 1.
Oh yes,
and he
done
makes
it. How did
my
Warden
goodness
do
me.
that? How did Warden do that? He must have produced an outlap of his life. If that outlaps anything to go by, oh, he's almost spun. He's had a half spin. So I was hoping he was gonna get pole, but he didn't. Tut Warden, you let us down. But yeah, Warden out of this outlap, I thought he was gonna get pole, but obviously he didn't. Let's not dwell on Warden too much. We still got loads more people on laps as Poms for the win has retired. Ryan is still out on a lap. He's 8th at the moment. Is that Matt improves to P6? So does Roscoe Arm in P7. Let's follow New Zealand Ryan going towards the final few corners now. Is he going to do what he's done in the last few races and get pole at the last second? Yes, he does. 11.5. Boom. Yes, exactly. And that laggy person goes to P3. So good luck for that laggy person. And Brazuca, he's going into the pit. So that is it for qualifying then. And I'm not surprised that Ryan's got pole there and into the 111s that I was expecting.
Yeah, but it's only just by a little bit there. Alan Hugo's a 10th behind Ryan, so that could be a little bit of foreshadowing for the Grand Prix. Alan Hugo not far behind New Zealand Ryan. I don't think like person's 5/10 behind Alan Hugo too, and then look at that gap between Butler and Nagy person. That's even closer is Butler and I'm Deathbro. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting battle in the midfield. Warden down in a P11 as he slowly crosses the line there. And he's actually he's in P11. So that's a position that we've talked about quite a bit, Jess. A position where you can start on any tyre you want to, and then you could actually really get up there and just brand new set of tyres.
Yes, and I've seen that work very well for Warden in the past, in particularly China, but that was when it was wet last season, so he's not going to have that glory today, sadly. So anyway, we've got New Zealand Ryan that takes part in qualifying with Alan Hugo in 2nd. We've got that laggy person 3rd, Butler 4th, I'm Deathbro 5th, Poms for the win 6th, Conrad Straight at 7th, Is that my 8th, Roscoe Arm 9th, Mars Berserk 10th. They will have to start on the tyres they're qualified on. Mars Berserk on the hards, interesting enough. And then we've got Warden, Nars, Bazooka and Ikawas. They get free choice of tyres. I presume Ikawas will probably go for the mediums or hards after setting his lap on the softs, I reckon.
Yeah, so before we go to the main race action, here's a quick little... Welcome to the grid for the German Grand Prix, round 11 of the season 5 calendar for Oceania. Look at the weather, it looks quite overcast. We did have a weather report saying that it's going to be overcast for the whole race, so hopefully no rain. Well, for us, please say there's rain, but the drivers, they probably don't want, the drivers, they don't want any rain. But predictions, Jess, we saw Ryan take pole once again, but only by a 10th, so the gap is actually quite close to the front, and then the midfield looks to be quite close again. Warden's down in P11, Berserk's down in P12, P10, Nance is down in P12, so 3 titles for Warden, Nance, Berserk, he's out on the hard. So yeah, predictions, who's gonna win?
It's gonna be a tough one, but I'll have to give it to Ryan. I gotta say, if he starts on pole, he's good. But to be honest, you can't count Alan Hugo out. Starting P2 in Germany is quite good actually. You gotta get the slipstream into turn 1, and it could be very beneficial for Alan Hugo. So we're not gonna count him out as he's on the mediums as well. So we're gonna watch out for him. It may be a fight between Ryan and Hugo. Who knows? And we've seen that in other leagues as well. And we've already talked about Warden maybe becoming a dark horse. Nams as well in 12th. So, yeah, it's going to be, I think, very intriguing, because if they were to go on to the hards, well, mediums to hards, they will pit around lap 15. Hards to mediums will pit about lap 20. So, not much of a difference between the mediums and the hards. But, again, we will have to see if the undercut is more powerful than the overcut. And will people make any dummies like we've seen in the F1 esports recently, where we've seen a few drivers tricked a few drivers to going in the pits, but it didn't quite work out and they still stayed out anyway. So we might see that.
I love seeing that.
Yeah, I love seeing that. It was someone who was making their debut race as well in the F1 esports, and he suddenly just made the dummy there. He was very smart actually. He's probably watching this, I don't know, but yeah, it was pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels more strategic. It just puts more of that into the F1 league racing as the drivers are lining up to the grid. Round 11, week break, well, 2-week break is over, and we're going to be back. Let's get down to work, guys. 34 laps, the German Grand Prix, as the drivers are looking to the 5 red lights. Green flags are waving here at Hockenheim. And away they go, Ryan, with a good start on pole position. And Hugo in second. Laggy Person gets a pretty decent start as well, but the Red Bull Butler alongside that Laggy Person going into turn 1 is a contact already. And the Red Bull's in the
Butler's
wall.
out.
Butler, and his race is basically over before it's even started, as positions are changing at the back of the field. We've got Common Straight and Is That Man going into turn 4, side by side between those two. And I think Is That Man is going to have the slight advantage as they go onto the second straight here at Hockenheim. There's still side-by-side action between Conrad Straight and Is That Matt, all approaching the hairpin. Warden 99 now going down the inside of loads of drivers there into the hairpin, but now Is That Matt is going to go down the inside of Warden as well, as Matt actually takes advantage of that. Matt into 6th, Warden into 7th. Conrad Straight holding on to 8th for now up the field. It looks like Pomps the win is being put under pressure, but Warden down the inside of Is That Matt. He is just wants to get things going. He's just doing it. He's gone. He's actually gone. Matt's down into 9th and Nams is up into 8th. So these three was what I was basically looking out for, because these three are normally at the front of the field. Nams is actually looking for a move on Master Berserk, as Master Berserk looks to be a little bit off the racing line on lap 1, but approaching the end of lap 1 now. One's still leading the way. And Hugo in second, Laggy Person in third, Deathbro in fourth. We got Pomps the win in 5th position, just behind Deathbro there. And I think he's actually, yeah, he's 4/10 behind Deathbro, so we could be seeing some moves there. Berserk already into the pits there, so he might have a little bit of front wing damage. Warden in 6th, Nams in 7th position. Is that Matt in 8th, Conrad Straight in 9th. VSR Roscoe in 10th. So with those are your points runners so far. We've got Bazooka Akai, whilst Master Berserk is in the pin. It is a front wing change, and he's going on to another set of hard compound tyres. But Jess, that's quite a chaotic start there. Butler already out of the Grand Prix through lap 1. I think that's one of the first times we've actually seen an incident like that, where a driver actually with tyres on literally out of the first corner. It's actually VSR Roscoe and Conrad Straight going out of there. Roscoe up into 9th and Conrad Straight down into 10th, Jess.
Wow, Warden definitely done very well. I said he was going to be a dark horse, but I wasn't expecting to climb this many positions at the end of lap 1. He was able to capitalise that quite a lot, and he was able to make moves like there's no tomorrow, like the track is stick to glue or something. Oh, and there's Roscoe that's lost it a bit into turn 12. Luckily, he went on the circuit just in time, because otherwise he would have collected Bazooka at the other Red Bull as well. As there's DRS enabled, and there's quite a few. Are we seeing one of the races all over again there, where some of these drivers are not being clean? I mean, they've got to keep it cleaner, I must say, in Germany. We don't want it to be like real life, where a few people just went into each other. We don't want that. We want to see some clean racing, but we can see New Zealand Ryan and Alan Hugo already pulling away from the rest of the field, but they're going at it. Alan Hugo is trying to look for a move on New Zealand Ryan, but he decides to back out at the moment, so he stays P2 at the moment. I'm Deathbro still behind that Laggy Person, so he can catch up soon. DRS is now enabled, so this is where the power is starting to show here. Warden is going to try and get another position from Pom for the win very soon. Not close this lap, but when it gets to the start-finish straight, this could be where the DRS gets very powerful, and this is where Warden can slice up his chance to make another move.
Yeah, so we've got 34 laps of this. It is a long race, but bear in mind, we're looking at around 1 minute 17 lap time, something like that, as Ryan comes through turn 16 into turn 17. Alan Hugo only 5 tenths behind, so we're still in that DRS range crucially, and he needs to just stay in that if he wants to keep up with Ryan. There we go. Actually a 15.1, so I was actually proven wrong with my 17 prediction lap times, but later on the So later on in the hards, probably. Maybe 16, 17, something like that. But at the moment, mediums going to be the quickest for now. Well, I mean, Ryan's actually proven it in the past that hards can be quicker than medium somehow. As Alan Hugo is gaining on the slipstream. On the Ferrari there, he's actually gaining very quickly, approaching the hairpin. And he's going to just stay back a little bit for now. He's thinking about it, trying to fill up Ryan's mirrors a little bit. But he's just going to stay behind for a little bit longer. That laggy person, Ryan's team up in third as well. So he's not out of the equation. Only 2 seconds behind Alan Hugo. But I'm Deathblow is more pressurized than him than... so laggy person can't really think much about that. But Roscoe Arm is round at the hairpin. That's front wing damage as well. You can see a little bit of debris, carbon fibre, the ends of the hairpin, but I don't really know what's happened there. Is there anyone else with a little bit of front wing damage? I can't really see, but there must have been a little bit of contact with the guys around 10th and 11th, something like that. But he'll probably have to go to the pit lane at the end of this lap. But we must keep going. We'll see. But only Hugo once again, he's actually gained a little bit on Ryan now. 4 tenths, so it's a 1/10 improvement going into turn 1. As Laggy Person's got a 3-second time penalty. Same with Deathblow, he's got a 3-second time penalty too. As look at that, Ali Hugo nearly touching Ryan's gearbox there as he goes into turn 4. DRS enabled once again. As we go into turn 5, 4th DRS mode for both of these drivers there. So they're trying not to give up that position. As look at Ali Hugo is gaining even more. And again, just like last lap, he's going to stay back a little bit longer. Warden 99 as he makes the move on Palms to the win before the hairpin there. So it's just down to the DRS and just straight line speed there from Warden. But the McLaren up into P5, 1.9 seconds behind the Mercedes of I'm Deathblow, who's I'm Death was actually trying to focus on that laggy person now. 3 tenths separating Deathblow and that laggy person. So that's going to be another battle that we can look at for a little bit longer. Nams is 2 seconds behind Palms to the win, so he's struggling a little bit there on those hard compound tires, but Warden on the hards up into 5th position. He's in a really good position now, Jess.
Yeah, he is. He's gained the most positions out of everybody. Nams as well. So Warden and Nams we would expect to be up there right at the top, but we're seeing like a Max Verstappen / Hamilton type of combat where they start right at the back almost, well nearly at the back, and are already climbing their way through the field, and that's what we like to see. And Warden, 151 on the hards, so hards can be faster than mediums, like you say, and I think he's just taking it like ducks to water. My Depot also challenging for that laggy person, and we're going to see if Alan Hugo is close enough to New Zealand Ryan on that lap. He's really going to be close to in that lap. He's going to go side by side, and is he going to get the slipstream? Ryan going to challenge him to try and get a switch back? No, he doesn't. Alan Hugo is in the lead of the German Grand Prix for pretty much the first time he is overtaking New Zealand Ryan, because we're used to New Zealand Ryan winning races, but this time we're seeing Alan Hugo leading a race. What a move from Alan Hugo. He spiced on that opportunity and he took it. So yeah, but maybe New Zealand Ryan might have expected that anyway, and he might challenge again just before the pit straight, which I probably won't be surprised if he does that. So Alan Hugo might have his glory for now, but New Zealand Ryan will be hungry for it in the laps to come, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, so Alan Hugo making the move on the current championship leader there. All he needs to do now is just get out of that DRS range. Once he does that, that was a nice little bit of English there. Once he does that, he should be able to pull away from Ryan. He's already 8 tenths clear. He actually does have a 3-second time penalty, I believe that was. I think I saw that. Am I right there, Jess?
I wasn't paying attention. I was mainly concentrating on the action that we've got. So
let's
yeah.
have a quick. Yeah, he does have a time penalty. Yeah, so Ryan has got that slight advantage now. He probably doesn't know that Alan Hugo's got a time penalty yet, but soon enough he'll probably get told. Laggy person on Deathblow going side by side once again at the hairpin. These two had a little bit of a battle on the last lap, but we will focus on the battle up in front. Deathblow makes the move on that laggy person, so up onto the podium positions he goes. But we did see these guys battle last lap, so maybe they'll still have a little go on the next lap. But yeah, Ryan and Hugo, that's going to be quite interesting. The undercut is going to be quite a big factor as well, so who's going to try and risk it? Who's going to go for the undercut? Or is anyone going to pit really early to try and block that? We'll have to see. We're only on lap 7, so we've still got a long way to go in this German Grand Prix. Warden is actually now 1.2 seconds behind this battle, so he's gaining, and with these guys battling, it's going to be even easier for Warden to get involved. As Lagabaz is still without DRS, 5 tenths behind the Mercedes driver. As he actually cuts the corner there, and yeah, he gets a time penalty. A 3-second time penalty once again, so time penalties are really starting to come into play. Going into turn 3 and into turn 4, Laggy Person will have another shot with DRS. Warden is sure, actually no, he has got the DRS. Warden has got the DRS now, so he's gonna try and catch up to these guys. Laggy Person gaining in that DRS, gaining in that slipstream, using most of his DRS, but he's not actually going to go for it this lap. He's going to wait and maybe go for it on the next lap, but Ryan's not letting Alan Hugo get away for now. Both of these guys saving ERS. It looks like both of them 0. So yeah, looks like it's going to be, if someone pushes, the other person will have to push. And yeah, it's basically down to Alan Hugo. So if Alan Hugo wants to go for it, then Ryan needs to go too. But it's the same with Ryan. If Ryan is going to start pushing, then Alan Hugo needs to do the same thing. So these guys can really just change their race plan. And like I said, the undercut, that's going to be really interesting as we go on to lap 9 out of 34, Jess.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks where it's kind of like an even split of whether the undercut and the overcut works, and it depends on how fast people go on a fresher set of tyres as well. Because if you get caught up in traffic, then it can really haunt you, and it can really hurt your race a little bit, and it can help the person trying to get the overcut and pitting a lap later than you overtake you. So I don't know which one works in this situation, but it does depend where these two guys, Alan Hugo and New Zealand Ryan, do come out of if they pit at different times, in the same as Warden and that Laggy person. But meanwhile, I'm Death Bro is defending for all his life on that Laggy person as well. And look at this, Warden is really closed in on this battle, and if you battle too much, you're going to have people right behind closing right in, and also Poms the Win is catching up as well. This is turning out to be a free four-way fight for a potential podium position. Penalties not counted, of course, because I know Deathbro has got penalties, and so does that Laggy person. So Warden could really start to get this opportunity right here if he gets this well. So we'll see what happens. He's probably just going to wait for these two to make a mistake, which might be inevitable in these types of situations, but we will see. I think they're a bit further back at the moment because all Laggy person and Warden has DRS, whereas I'm Death Bro doesn't. So Warden is really going to spice up on that Laggy person going into the tight hairpin. Oh, they touch a little bit, but they almost keep it together. Warden's going to try and dive it in, and what a move from Warden. He's already up into P4 of this Grand Prix. He started from 11th place. He was the one who had 3 choice of tyres, and he's now in the front runners, and he's also catching up to I'm Death Bro as well. He's right on the gearbox, in fact, of I'm Death Bro. So I swear, is he on the hards? Because it doesn't look like he's on the hard compound tyre. I thought if it didn't say what tyres he will be on, I thought he would be on the mediums, but he's not. He's on the hard compounded tyres. So Warden, it's great to have you back because you are racing like a champ out there.
Warden's back. Oh my god, it's just great having him back. He just does things that other drivers don't think of. He's got that thing about him where he doesn't care if he goes for it, then I don't know, there's something about him where he's like, if he goes for it, he can either make it or break it. And then if he breaks it, oh well, he has to try later on, and maybe like Warden's done it before, he's going to probably take a 4-week break and then come back and make it or break it once again. But Warden, he's just gone for it and he's made it work on the hard compound tyres. Warden can actually he can really just win this race if he just stays with it. If he makes the move on I'm Death Bro, he's got clean air, just needs to keep going and going. He'll go on to the medium and he'll be rapid at the end of the Grand Prix. But my word, Warden's doing bits right now for McLaren. Master Berserk, his team is only in 11th at the moment after his slight little, I think I was front wing damage at the start of the Grand Prix, so he's got a long way to go, but he's still not out of it at the moment. But Warden, it's his first time back in the game in absolutely ages, so yeah, hopefully he'll just stay with us and just keep racing in the Oceania League, as Bazooka now gets a 3-second time penalty. Lap 11 out of 34, approaching lap 12 out of 34 now. Alan Hugo still not breaking the gap between himself and New Zealand Ryan. Only 5 tenths still, as Ryan's basically got full ERS. Look at that, he's got 97% ERS, so he's full to the brim with the amount of energy he's got stored. And Hugo, he's doing all right as well. He's only got 73%, so he's doing pretty well on his ERS too. Ryan has got the DRS, but this is what this is kind of the gap that we normally see, where he gets close enough. I mean, he gets close, but it's not enough to make the move. And we've seen it before from Ryan. He doesn't really like going for moves like that. As Warden's going to try and go down the inside into the hairpin on death row. And what is this McLaren driver doing? He's up into thirds.
And my game just crashed. And my game's just crashed.
No. Oh no. We'll try and get you back in the session as quickly as possible. I'll give you a nice little AOR radio FM while we're waiting for Jess to get back in the session. But Warden's up into thirds. My goodness me, the McLaren driver is absolutely beasting it right now. Let's see if I can invite you back, Jess, because none of the drivers will probably want to do that at the moment.
It was my Xbox, not the game.
It was your Xbox. Oh, okay. I can't actually invite you.
I'm not online.
Warden.
I'm not online, that's
Warden
why.
actually, oh, okay. Warden actually, has got a 3-second time penalty now, so he's going to be struggling to do, no, he's not going to be struggling, he's going to be up with the guys who has got a 3-second time penalty. Nams has got a 3-second time penalty too. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys can enjoy my little radio talk, a little podcast for 10 minutes maybe.
Sorry about this, guys. But we are still we are still committed to doing a broadcast, even if it's just radio for the time being. Because we don't want to just end it there after already seeing so many great battles. So you know, I'm trying to get in as quickly as I can. I'm literally just hoping that I get in this game pretty soon. But I think we're getting to the crucial stages where a few people will be starting to think about their pit strategy very soon as well. So. Yes, I think my Xbox is just my Xbox is just loaded, so I'm coming on soon. Do not worry.
Okay. What else has been going on? There's Warden's now 6.9 seconds. He's actually out of that DRS range of I'm desperate. So if Warden actually keeps up, he's got a really good chance of winning this Grand Prix. And now Ryan has got a 3-second time penalty. So basically, everyone has got a 3-second time penalty now. It's going to be down to the people who get 6 seconds worth. Laggy person into the pit lane. He's going onto the hard compound tire. So this is the crucial stage where I think some of the drivers are going to make that pit stop. And Laggy person is going to be coming out in position 8. So he's lost, he only lost 1 or 2 positions, I think that was. Ryan is now 4 tenths behind Alan Hugo, as he is approaching turn 8 and into turn 9. I still can't invite you, Jess. Have you got an invite, or?
Thankfully, I don't know how this happened, but New Zealand Ryan has sent me an invite. What?
Just now?
Yeah, New Zealand Ryan has sent me an invite. Oh, it might have been a previous invite. I don't know, but I really don't know, to be fair. I'm trying to join though.
Alan Hugo, yeah, you're in. Alan Hugo's actually in the pit lane, and that means Ryan has to push. He's actually put up his EOS now, so it's hammer time, Ryan. He's gonna really go for it as Alan Hugo into the pit lane. And he's gone onto the hard compound tires, as he is gonna come out in position 5, I believe it is. Yeah, it will be position 5 behind Nams. Bombs the win in 3rd now, so he's probably gonna pit at the end of this lap too. New Zealand Ryan, he's going for a push lap now. Is he going to get ahead of Alan Hugo pushing, or is he going to fall behind him? Alan Hugo was ahead, bear in mind, so he has got the slight advantage of New Zealand Ryan. Alan Hugo's not in any traffic either. But yeah, Ryan sending invites while racing. If anything, he actually gained time. Not gained time. He he did gain time. He gained time on Alan Hugo somehow. No idea how that works. But,
it might be just a spare invite, I don't know. But I
don't know.
If he's done that, I think the last time that happened was I think it was either season 15 or no, it was season 15 in Xbox One F1, where the Flying Finn, obviously known as Sally Salton now, he invited one of the streamers who was having troubles. He invited him whilst he was still racing, and he still won. So he's done a Flying Finn there in New Zealand, Ryan. If he's done that, I might ask him if he's done that, or I might have had a spare invite and hyped over nothing. But anyway, let's get back to the race, because I am back in and I can see the action now.
Ryan's jumped him.
Nars has jumped.
Ryan's jumped. Ryan has jumped Alan Hugo. No, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan's jumped Alan Hugo in the pit stops, and Alan Hugo pitted first. So Ryan has got the he's got the advantage there, but he's on cold tyres. But when he's looking at, he's trying to warm up his tyres. He's not weaving. He's just really trying to warm them up. Otherwise, he can't really defend from Alan Hugo going into the hairpin, as Alan Hugo's right on the back of New Zealand. So this is the crucial time where he needs to get those tyres warmed up. He needs to start going for it. And you saw it weaving like that. He wasn't trying to distract Alan Hugo. He was really trying to warm up those tyres. They're just looking up there as well. So he's going to be struggling a little bit here. You can see just a little bit squirmy. Alan Hugo's only on 1 lap fresher, so 1 lap older tyres compared to the Ferrari drivers. So it's not the biggest advantage, but for now it is going to be quite a big difference. As he goes a little bit wide going into turn 13 and turn 14. Warden leading the way, and Narms is on the hard compound tyres too. So Narms and Warden basically doing the same thing. 4.6 separate those two as well. So Narms again needs in a pretty good shot for maybe a podium, maybe 4th position, trying to get that off that laggy person. Laggy person 7.4 seconds behind Alan Hugo as we approach the 2nd straight here of turn 3 and turn 4. As DRS is going to be enabled for Alan Hugo. Going to be gaining on the Ferrari driver. This could be the time where he makes the overtake. Ryan's going to go defensive. Alan Hugo's going to try to go to the outside line of the hairpin. As Ryan breaks his lazy count to try and defend it, who's going to get the better exit? It looks like Alan Hugo gets the better exit on New Zealand.
Nice.
Ryan. But Ryan's still kind of there as he's 2-ish tenths behind Alan Hugo. As he goes into the next corner, but very late as he dives it down the inside. And I think Ryan gives the position, but I think Ryan broke a little bit too late there. And he gave the position back to Alan Hugo. Alan Hugo waving a bit, saying thank you. And Alan Hugo up into the provisional lead. So not basically net lead of the German Grand Prix. We're halfway through the Grand Prix now, as Warden's actually now in the pit lane. So Warden's going for he's actually going for quite an earlier pit stop than I would have imagined. Narms is going to stay out, so he's going to take the 1st position spot for now. Warden's going to drop down into, I would say, position 5, I think.
Well, he's full for the moment.
He's going
he comes
out on the mediums. Yeah, but he's going to cut. Can he jump on Death Bro? This is going to be quite crucial, actually. He's going to. Laggy person gets past him, and yes, he does get past on Death Bro. So now Warden's in a really good position because he only needs to get past that laggy person, and then he's already basically up there. 7-ish seconds separate laggy person and Ryan. So Warden, it's time to really push now. He's already in that DRS of that laggy person, so just needs to get past him, and then it's just time to go. And Narms is going to try and probably pit at the end of this lap 2. Ryan is still with Alan Hugo, with these two battling as well. Warden can really, and look at that, Warden's basically already there, Jess.
On that laggy person, whoa, that's just insane pace. If that's driver of the day material, I would have to give it to him at the moment, because he's flying. He must be loving this track or something. But don't forget, I don't think he raced. I can't remember if he raced last season here in Germany, but I can't really remember.
Yeah,
actually, let me just check actually, because I've got the graphic that I was meant to show you. No, he didn't. So
no.
So we had no judgment to go on whether he's done well in the past, but he is, and he's showing why he's one of the best, and he's going to try and challenge him into turn 1, but that laggy person just shut the door. Perfect timing there. Let's see if Warden's going to have a go again into turn 2, 3. No, he's not, but he might have a better run going into the parabolica, as it's called. And wow, has he done it? He's done it.
He's done it.
He's done it at the earliest opportunity as well. Very well indeed, and I'm Death Bro's going to try on that laggy person as well. So this is not over yet. That laggy person really needs to get his focus aside. If he can't match Warden's pace, he's got to make sure he keeps I'm Death Row behind, because otherwise he's going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, laggy person's fuel gauge is actually flashing. You can see, yeah, there we go. It's gone yellow, so he's approaching negative.
Wow,
negative fuel. So it proves he's been pushing quite a lot. So Warden up into fourth. One thing that I don't. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second, because Nams is into the pit lane now. This is going to be his first stop of the race. Alan Hugo is going to take the lead now. So Ryan in second position, as Alan Hugo is really pulling the gap now. He's trying to Warden fastest lap, so he's pushing as well. Nams is going to come out in position 6. Is it even going to be position 7? It is going to be position 7. And yeah, so he's got a lot of drivers to overtake if he wants to get up there. As New Zealand Ryan, he's gaining on Alan Hugo going into turn 5, approaching the hairpin. Is he going to try and make the move? No, he doesn't. He's going to step up once again, but Alan Hugo is a little bit wide there, and Alan Hugo gets the better run anyway. Desperate makes the move on that laggy person. Up into P4 he goes. But one thing that I was going to say, going into turn 3, I noticed this, that Warden stayed in 4th gear, and that's it. So it's not the biggest deal, but what I see from other drivers is they go maybe into 2nd, into 3rd to get the turning in. Warden knew that if he gets the better traction going into turn 4, using that 4th gear, power on a little bit better, a little bit easier, then he's going to get the better run going onto the start-finish round. And that's what he did, and that looked pretty easy, to be honest, for Warden. So job done. He's got that experience. He knows what he's doing. That's the thing with these drivers. It's not all down to who's the quickest. It's down to, sometimes it's just down to raw just thinking. If you can get a better exit, then you can probably get him on the next straight. Is maybe a bit of, maybe not using all your ERS, not using all your fuel. It's just down to those little mechanics of the car, really. And New Zealand Ryan's actually 4-5-ish tenths behind Alan Hugo going into the hairpin, and yeah, once again he's gonna have to stay behind a little bit longer. Warden now 6.2 seconds. He's gonna need to push. He's got 13 laps to do this. Do you think he can do it, Jess?
Oh, it's going to be tough for Warden. I've seen people do well in these kind of situations, and Warden, he needs to conserve a bit, but he's got to push at times, because otherwise there's no way he's going to catch him. And we know Ryan's got a penalty. I think pretty much everyone's equal on penalties. Germany is pretty much a penalty central circuit on this game now. So I don't know. I think it's going to be close, because he's trying to break. He's already in the 5.9 gauge at the moment, so it is going to be close. But the battle that we're watching develop as well right before our eyes is laggy person and I'm Death Row still going at it on a similar strategy. I'm Death Row's been doing well, but they've got similar penalties, and is that laggy person going to get the better traction going into turn 1? Nope, he stays behind at the moment. I'm still keeping an eye on the gap between Alan Hugo and New Zealand Ryan to see if that changes anything, because you never know. New Zealand Ryan may pull off a move at the last minute. Let's jump on that at them, actually. And here we go. New Zealand Ryan's going to try into turn 6. And he does it. And Alan Hugo's going to try and get the switch back. Going into turn 7. Can Ryan hold on? Ooh, this is going to be very tight. It's going to be approaching turn 9. Now, they're still quite close, even coming into these little hairpins here as well. And we're just seeing that laggy person also getting past Death Row. I missed that because we're just following the battle for the lead as well. But Ryan did what he needed to do, and look at that. He's already trying to find time, and Kyle was retired. Ooh. I think it was virtual safety car. Just at the end of the pit straight, nearly, but on the opposite side. That's where he's retired, in the gravel.
Yeah, I see that. Is this the first time we've had a safety? Oh, right in the pit lane. Okay.
Wow.
This is interesting. Is he going to go onto the
mediums?
Softs?
Mediums. He's going on the mediums. Warden's ahead of him. Warden, I think he's worried that Warden's going to catch on to it quite quickly. So New Zealand Ryan is responding to that, but he's going to be in a lot of traffic. So I wonder. I don't know. Is that a bit of a gamble for New Zealand Ryan? Wait a minute.
It's got to. It is going to be a gamble. I think I can see what he's trying to do here, because Alan Hugo. I think Warden's going to I don't know if Warner can actually gain onto Alan Hugo because the gap's actually kind of changed a bit. It's 8 seconds. So when it was 6.2, 6.3 seconds separated those two. Ryan's already ahead of Nam, so he's got I'm Deathborough now. Warden wasn't really catching too much on those guys, so I'm thinking that Ryan's like trying to really put in these mediums to work now because Alan Hugo's hard to gonna die a little bit. It's a gamble. It's really a gamble. He's got 11 laps to do this. It can work, but it's gonna be hard. He needs to get past Warden too. But the thing is, Ryan and Warden, they're good friends. I think it's either Warden will just let Ryan go through if he does catch up in time. The gap between Deathborough and Warden is 4.5. It's close. It's gonna be quite close. Ryan's got 13.4 seconds to Alan Hugo now. So. What do you think, Jess?
I agree. It's got to be a gamble, I think, at the moment. But even though Warden's trying to find some time, I don't think it's going to be enough for Ryan to catch up to any of these guys. And do not forget, guys, the only person that has won, apart from Ryan, is Warden. And Ryan has just made another position on I'm Death Row. But yeah, Warden's the only other person to have won this season, apart from Ryan. So, I don't think Warden and Ryan are going to match up to Alan Hugo. I think we could see a different winner, a second different winner other than Ryan and obviously Warden. So we could see Alan Hugo take this victory as well. Warden is just not getting the pace on these mediums that we would have liked to. He's now dropping a few seconds, which I thought was unexpected, really. So, yeah. I think Alan Hugo is really starting to respond to the challenge and prove to these guys, hey, that doing the medium to hard strategy is the best. And he might have he's probably going to shut Ryan up, I think, because they used to be teammates, but they're not anymore. And, you know, they're working not together, but as rivals. So just Ryan needs to pick up the pace a bit. And he's 3.7 seconds behind Warden. He's probably going to catch Warden, but it's not going to be enough to catch Alan Hugo, I think. So, yeah, it's going to be close. And Narbs is still catching to I'm Deathborough as well. So he could be on for another position. And yes, he does. He does. With a nice move as well. Oh!
Oh, no!
That was a touch. That was a touch from, I think, I'm Deathborough. And Narbs there that almost forced one of them off the circuit. So, that would have almost ended in a shunt. Thank goodness it didn't, because we wouldn't have seen the end of it.
Yeah, I mean that was oh, Deathborough's gone. He hit the gravel a little bit there. Nars with good reaction there, had to break a little bit there. This is an interesting battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th there. But yeah, it's very risky from Ryan. He's got 2.8 seconds now to Warden, so I think he should be able to get past Warden as Nams goes down the inside of Deathborough, going into turn 1. And he makes that move stick. So good move from Nams, but now he's going to have the disadvantage going onto the back straight there. I don't know if Ryan's got enough time. He's got 10, 11 seconds to Alan Hugo with 8 laps to go. I don't think... To be fair... Ryan is leading by a massive way, so he's got nothing to lose really, but he's going to try something a bit different here.
I'm guessing because he's so further ahead in the championship, he wants a challenge, to be honest. He wants to have a little bit of fun racing, I think, which is normally if you're this ahead in the championship and so close to a win, you want to win. But I'm quite shocked actually that Ryan just wants to. I know Ryan, he wants to improve quite a bit on his racing, so I'm guessing he wants to improve a bit on his race pace and see what he can do and have a little bit of fun with it. Because sometimes, if you're racing in the lead all the time, sometimes it can get quite boring. And the main thing is, it's usually sometimes people at the back who have more battles have a lot of fun as well. So most people are here for racing to have fun, and I think that's what Ryan wants to try and do. He's 2.4 seconds behind Warden now. It's going to be tight, but we are already seeing promises of the win out of nowhere. Catching up on I'm Deathborough. Where is he coming from? That laddie person's dropped a little bit. Problems for the win. He's another dark horse in this race. He's not going to get a podium anyway, but he's going to get some solid points. And I don't know how many penalties Palms for the Winner's got, but if he's got less, he's going to...
He's got none.
He's got none, and he's already made the move past I'm Death Row into turn 6. That was crazy from Palms for the Win there. I've seen some insane moves from Warden and Ryan and Alan Hugo already this race. And also Palms for the Win as well. He's just flying out there. This has been a great race so far, to be honest, Charlie. This has been a great race to come back to. It hasn't been boring at all, has it?
Definitely. This is, I would say it's as good as the German GP in 2018, but, no, 2018, 2019.
This year.
But, yeah, this year. But, yeah, I don't think, the German GP 2019 was it was amazing. It was incredible. But I don't think, as Warden actually gets another 3-second time penalty. That's a good point. Time penalties there, Ryan. I think Ryan will actually get the position off Warden just with that time penalty. Ryan's only got 1, Warden's got 2. So, yeah. So Ryan will get that position if he stays within 3 seconds of that McLaren. So, no. Quick maths. 6 laps to go in the German Grand Prix. 1.9 seconds between Warden and Ryan. And yeah, I think Ryan will get ahead of Warden, but probably not against with Alan Hugo. But it was worth a try, to be fair, because I think Ryan was ahead at the time, but those guys would have been changing just worth on the DRS and the ERS and just tactics like that.
And Warden would have catched up, and both of them would have lost the place. So I think what Ryan has done is helped Alan Hugo a bit pick up the pace and saying, hey, I can do better. We've got yellow flags everywhere. Sets 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think that was...
No,
I think it was Bazooka. Bazooka went off slightly at turn 4, and that caused a little yellow flag. I don't know what it was about sector 2, but yeah, I think Bazooka went off a little bit. It wasn't really that major, but Ryan is in the within a second of Warden. Now is going to have that DRS 5 laps to go of this German Grand Prix. He's going to be gaining on the McLaren driver. Both of these guys are quite low on ERS as they go into the hairpin, and Ryan braking quite late there as he loses the back end a bit too, so he won't be able to make the move out of the hairpin, so we'll have to wait another lap, and then there will be 4 laps remaining. But yeah, who's been your driver of the day, Jess?
Warden. Without a shadow of a doubt.
I have to agree, yeah.
I was like, starting 11th, to be honest, I called it, Charlie. I called it. He was going to... I didn't predict he was going to climb these positions this soon, but I based it on previous experience. He started quite low on the grid, and when he starts quite low on the grid, he gets good results. So, you know, I called it right there, and I think I'm glad I've got that prediction right. Shame we didn't get the win, because that would have been even sweeter, but it happens, and I think Warden's going to be very happy with that result, because at the moment, let me just look at the championship, he's 4th. Always AFK, she's not here today, so Warden's going to go to 3rd in the championship, ahead of her, so that's going to work wonders, and New Zealand Ryan is going to... Warden's got past Ryan, and Ryan is going to fight back by the looks of things. I didn't see that coming. How did you know? And Warden's going to try and defend, and yet New Zealand Ryan is up into position 2, where he started pretty much before he pitted. So I'm guessing he didn't lose that much time, apart from he lost about 8 seconds to Alan Hugo. So maybe that might have helped him a little bit. But Warden, he's now got to concentrate on making sure he stays 3rd. To make sure Nams or Palms for the Win doesn't get any slice of gaining positions from him due to penalties. Yeah, so the only thing that Ryan could probably think of now that will benefit him is Alan Hugo getting a penalty, because that would mean that he'll have to get within. Wait, Alan Hugo's got 1 penalty, hasn't he? Yes, he has got 1, and Ryan's also got 1. Yeah, he's got 1 too. So it's going to be
He has to get within 3 seconds still if he does do that. So he needs to gain 5 seconds on Hugo if he does get that penalty. Narms as well, he needs to get within 3 seconds. Oh, Warden, is there contact between Ryan and Warden? Warden hits the back end of New Zealand Ryan going into the hairpin. And I think it was either Warden broke a little bit late or Ryan broke a little bit early, but I don't think it really matters that much.
No, it doesn't.
That was a bit
you was
controversial
hyping
there.
too much. I was like, what? Sorry.
Oh my goodness me, that was so close. That could have been quite bad, but thankfully it wasn't. It didn't end too badly there. But lap 31 out of 34, 3 laps remaining of the German Grand Prix. We've got Islam Matt and that laggy person quite close to each other as well. Laggy person, he was up the field a little bit earlier, but unfortunately he it didn't really work out too well for him, as he did actually put under virtual safety car 2 to see if it would have worked, but unfortunately it didn't. So he's going to probably have to settle for P7 for today's race. 2 laps remaining of the German Grand Prix. Narms as well, he's done pretty good too. He's up into position 4. Poms as well in P5. So yeah, pretty good results here. And at the moment, it looks like it could be Alan Hugo's day here, Jess.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's been looking very strong. The moves that Alan Hugo has performed today have been absolutely amazing, all over the show, to be honest, and he's been brilliant. So, he's been responding to what's been happening around him. He knew that Ryan pitted behind him as well, and that's pushed him to go even harder on his ERS and make sure that he is the one that is in front. And that's helped him quite a lot, because he's had clear air in front of him, clear air behind him. He's not involved in any battling. He's been able to push even without Ryan being there, so that's going to help him clear the rest of the field as well. So Alan Hugo's just been at all the right places at all the right times. He's been playing really smart today, and that's great to see. Sorry, now it's 2 laps remaining of the German Grand Prix, penultimate lap. And yeah, Alan Hugo, he's done a really good job too. So unfortunately for Ryan, the strategy didn't pay off too well. Narms has now got a 3-second time penalty. So that means I think that means Poms can actually get P4 here. Poms he hasn't got a penalty. Narms has got 1. Yeah, he has got 2. So wait, has he got 2 or 3? 1. Oh, he's got 3. Narms has got 3 penalties. So, yeah, Poms is actually going to get P4 here if he stays within 9 seconds. He's already 6 seconds within Narms. So, yeah, he's at the moment, it looks like he's going to have P4 in the bag, which is actually going to be one of his best results of this season, Jess. I think it is. Who? Poms for the win or Narms?
Poms for the win, yeah. Poms.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think so. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, that will be his best result of the season. He'll be pretty pleased with that. As I've seen in other races he's done this week, he's been on form as well. So I'm guessing he's carrying on that form into this AOR race. So that's helping him quite a bit here. And if you have positive momentum in a week, in a few days, separating between races, that's really going to help you. As we're on the final lap of this really insane German Grand Prix, as we got a yellow flag. Oh, it's Narms. Narms has spun. So
it was Narms?
Yeah, he spun.
Oh, no.
He spun a little bit there. So he's going to lose so much time, and he's going to lose 2 positions, if not 3, at the moment, because he's going to lose to Poms for the win. He's going to lose to I'm Death Bro. Maybe he might lose to Laggy Person as well. That has really cost him a little bit there. So not that Laggy Person, Poms for the win. He's going to try and get a position on track. He's really going to need it. A bit of touch in there. I thought he wasn't going to challenge there due to the amount of penalties he had. But yeah, what a move from Poms for the win. But we can't take away what Alan Hugo has done throughout the entirety of this race. Control race from start to finish. Been battling New Zealand Ryan. He stayed on the hards. His gamble paid off, and he has won the German Grand Prix in Oceania. 3rd different winner of the season. The 2nd winner to beat New Zealand Ryan to the line. And we've got Warden. Actually, speaking of different winners, I think Poms win got P2 in the Baku, so it's his 2nd best result of the season. My bad.
No.
So it was it was a racing point 1-2 in Baku, if I remember.
Oh yeah, it was, yeah. Wait, Baku?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Ryan came second, didn't he?
I
It
can't
was like-
remember.
I think it was. I remember Ryan and Walton being in like very, very close to each other across the
Oh.
line. Nams is.
Oh, yeah,
Nams
it-
hasn't
it-
even crossed the line. Look at him. What's he doing?
Is he got a puncher?
He's. I don't know. It's just he's reversed across the line, so he gets ninth. I don't know what he's trying to do there, but Vesa Pasquale coming through the penultimate into the final corner. He's going to go 1.2. Bazooka and Conrad Stray, those guys are going to finish 11th and 12th. 2 Vesa Pasquale across the line as he gets P10. But yeah, Alan Hugo is your German GP winner, and is like Jess said, the third different winner this season. That's really mad to say, to be honest. He's the third different winner like this much through the season, but it just proves how dominant Ryan has been so far. But yeah, Ryan's strategy didn't really pay off. I think I saw a few guys in the chat saying the virtual safety car didn't last that long, which is a really good point as well. Ryan could have thought that it could have lasted a little bit longer, but it didn't really pay off that much for him. But that was a very, again, one of the best races we've seen this season too. We've seen quite good races this season. A few has not been the greatest, but a few has been very good. And when it's good, you know that it's one of them is very exciting. So looking at the final results, as there we go, Andy Hugo, he takes the win here at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix. Really good stuff from him. He started second as well, so he gained a position. One started on pole, he lost to Andy Hugo, so he finished second. Warden finished third. Me and Jess's, Jess's, he is our driver of the day. Thompson Win gets fourth, and Warden's French for some reason. Deathbow is fifth. Matt is sixth. Lucky Person is seventh. Master Berserk eighth. Nams 9th, and Roscoe in 10th. And Poms is the only driver who didn't get a time penalty this race. Yeah, definitely. Bazooka 11th, Codemasters 12th. Iko was 13th, Butler and 14th.
Yeah, we already had 2
Yeah,
retirements.
so it's a shame that Butler retired on literally lap 1. So yeah, I mean, I think he could have done quite well if he stayed out of there. But yeah. Poms in 4th, so there's a lot of GGs in the chat for Poms, so yeah, well done with that. As next week, I believe it is Hungary. It is Hungary,
yeah, it is Hungary, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Monaco without the walls, basically.
Monaco without the walls. Not very good for overtaking, but strategy is going to be interesting. The undercut is definitely going to be interesting. There are a little bit of overtaking opportunities down into turn 1. We've seen quite a few dive bombs in the past from that. There's that tricky corner, I think it's turn 5 or turn 6, that really fast left-hander where drivers get time penalties quite easily, and lose the back end a little bit through there too. And if it's raining, that's going to be quite a little bit hard to control the car. And we've seen controversial moments. We've seen where we saw our commentator Fens and Greek Master come together. I think it wasn't last season, it was 2 seasons ago on F1. Wait, was it 2 seasons ago or was it last season?
Yeah, we don't want to talk. We don't want to talk about it.
Oh, we don't want to talk about it. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It was quite interesting. It was quite interesting to say the least. But anyway, thank you all for joining us for the German Grand Prix. Thanks, Jess, for Jess. Do you have the times for the streams? I think you do. I think you know them a lot better than I do.
I don't know about the America timings, but I can tell you about the other timings.
Yeah.
So we've got, if you want to catch some more AOR action tonight, because I'm very sure you will do, for the first race back after the mid-season break, due to obviously the Brazilian Grand, and not the Brazilian, and the USA and the Mexican Grand Prix. We have got PS4 Europe F1 starting at 7 o'clock. We've got the top tier PC starting at 8 PM. We've got Xbox, the top tier, at 9 o'clock. And we've got obviously PC, F2, F3, and obviously we've got PS4, F2, and F3 at 8 o'clock as well. And all other non-stream tiers will be at 8 o'clock. And there's also the America Leagues as well being streamed at I don't know what time, but it's either 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning. So if you're up this early in the morning, if you're Europe or if you're American and want some more AOR action, you can come and watch those. But if this race is exciting, then the European tiers are going to have some great races tonight as well. So I hope they have the same amount of action, if not more, as we've had today in Oceania.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll watch the streams later on. Thank you very much for joining us. And again, if you're if you are from the UK, then props to you for waking up this early. Thanks for Jess for joining me in the comment box. I'm waking up early, so thanks, Jess.
You're welcome. Hopefully Friends will be back next week. Well, he said he will be back next week anyway. He has been in the comments box for quite a while now, so it'll be great to have him back and have his insight knowledge, because he was a racer last season and he was a champion actually, so it'll be great to have him back. So thanks for having me. I'll still be there, but I'll be behind the scenes shouting at the commentators if, if they've done something wrong. Only joking.
Well, yeah. I mean, soon enough, I should stream my POV so you guys can like hear the behind the scenes, maybe. But oh well, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thank you all for joining us for today's Grand Prix, and we'll see you all next week for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Goodbye.